Hello, my name is Robert Brooks. The class is MDF1, 1407. In this project, I chose to do, I'm going to show you my project real quick. I chose to do a Revolutionary War info type of application. So I'll go ahead and launch it here. Oops. Whoops, let me go back. So this is how it loads. This is the first page you'll see. This is my tab one. I had 3 tabs. Great moments, timeline, and cow pens. If you go to next on this tab, it's basically saying this is the Declaration of Independence, going through the great moments of the American Revolutionary War for the Americans. The next page is the Battle of Cowpens, one battle that I am infatuated by. It was the only double envelopment of the war. It's where the colonial army really beat the heck out of the British Army, and it was really a turning point in the war. The next great moment was Yorktown on October 19th, 1781, where the British surrendered to George Washington and the Colonials. And we were recognized 3 years later or 2 years later as an independent country, the United States of America. You click this home button here, and you'll notice all the buttons go back here. I just wanted to show you that real quick. And the next buttons all go to the next page. So next, next, next. And then I have this home button here that will go all the way back to the beginning, to the home page. The next one is my timeline. So I did a Revolutionary War, the American Revolution timeline. You have the causes of the revolution. It has a write-up on there. It has the right here at the bottom is where the URL from where I got it on the EBSCOhost.com at the Full Sail Library. You go back and it goes back into the table view. Click another cell and it's populated with that information. And so on. But it has a lot of cool information there if anyone would like to read it. So that satisfies the table part of it. Now, the last one, I love the Battle of Cowpens so much that I decided to display information in my custom objects from explaining what the Cowpens National Battlefield information. There's the web address to their websites. Here are their operating hours, when they're closed, their parking, all that kind of good stuff. And then we have a battlefield map down here at the bottom that can be viewed if you want. I've been there several times, and call me a nerd if you want, but I love the Cowpens because it's a battle that really isn't talked about. You can flip around from any navigation tab as much as you want there. And that is pretty much the extent of my project. Let me show you a little bit on the coding side now. I'll start with my timeline. It's kind of what you see is what you get here. Started with the tab bar controller. Then I had went up this way with the navigation controller and the child controllers all the way through. So I had navigation controller, and then we had the child's all the way down to the Yorktown page. They all go back to each other. This home button goes back to this the home page here. On the second one, from the tab bar controller, we went down to the American Revolution timeline, where I had my table view, which went to my detail view. And then on the third one on the tab was my freeform UI, which was the Battle of Cowpens battlefield. And I put an image, text view, and it was all populated from a custom image. Alright, briefly going over my code, here are the images that were included in my project. And this time I definitely included them in there. I made that mistake last time, a costly one at that. Let's see here. We will go to the third view controller, this is where I brought my custom data in to my freeform UI. This is basically just doing all the outlets for the text view, the labels that I have on there in the image view. These are all the things that we're displaying on the Cowpens battlefield detail page. Here's the custom class form. So I have cowpensinfo.title, URL, hours title, and hours. And then I just set the labels, all the UI elements on that page to that information. Let's see, my detail view controller, we had the title label, the detail text view, and the URL text view. That was, and then the property here, the timeline data class, and with the current event there. That is important once you get a little bit later into it. Let's see here. This right here, the view will appear as where I pass the detail view UI elements. The title label.text went to the object, the current event object created .title, which was all part of the timeline NS object. Same here through here. Just pass the text through. Now I have the custom object class. This was for my freeform UI on the third view controller. Just setting all my properties right here for the object. Didn't really do anything except for synthesize the properties in the custom object class M. Now I have my Saratoga, and there's a couple of them here I didn't use. I just I had them on there just in case I needed to control those views for any reasons. These two were that. There's a lot of these three actually. Independence view was one of them. But the next one I have more in would be the first view controller. This is where I put my my segue for my UI storyboard, so that I could go back and forth between the storyboards. And this is the IB action for the go to home button. So that was the home button on the Yorktown page that went back to the home screen. The second view controller is the bulk of everything. Here's my table view, my outlets for my table view, and my NS and the NS array for my table view. Here's where all the bulk of everything is. This is where all the information for my timeline data class was held. Went through all the different things that I displayed in my cells and then displayed in my detailed view. It's a lot of it. Put it into an array, so create an array for the timeline events. Timeline array was timeline array, and it was a MS mutable array, and I included all the object or properties from the object, from the timeline data class object in there. And then table view number of rows, I returned the timeline array count, so I'd know how many rows to set up. This is where I created the custom data class properties using the timeline array. So basically did that, and then I populated the table view cell with the current title property, which is cell.textlabel.text, and I just put it equal to the current event.title, and return the cell. This is my prepare segue for going to the detailed view. This is passing the information to the detailed view. And this is getting string from an array based on the table view click. So this is saying which one it's clicked, and then getting the string, and creating that current event in the timeline data class, and putting at the object at index path dot row. And then the view controller dot current event equals current event, and that sets it up so it can bring everything through to the detail view controller. All right, and then the last but not least is the timeline data class. These are the properties set for it: the title, the description, and the URL. The title went up top of the page. Description told us about the event that was clicked on, and the URL was where I got it from in the Full Sail library, the permanent link URL. And last but not least, this is all I did was, just like the other custom data class, all I did was synthesize the properties, the title, description, and URL. As far as the code goes, that does it. As far as what I think I could have done better, I definitely had a hard time figuring out the NS objects, just kind of getting them to talk to different views. And then I had like a aha moment. It clicked, and it was pretty easy after that. All in all, I am very comfortable with where I'm at in the coding, and I look forward to next week's project. Thank you very much.